So now we'll start solving some previous year questions on factors and multiples because we have studied all the concepts in great detail, right? So we should be in a good position to answer all the questions, right? Or at least know the concepts behind each of the questions. So the first question says, identify the number using the given clues. So we are given some hints and then using those we have to identify the number. Right, the first clue says its hundreds digit is fourth multiple of its ones digit. So whatever the ones digit is, the hundreds digit should be the fourth multiple. We know what multiples are, right? So, but we don't know the ones digit. So we'll not use this for now, right? So first of all, we need to find ones digit. So maybe we have some hint to get the ones digit first. So the second option says its ones digit is the smallest prime number. Now we know what the ones digit is. What is the smallest prime number? It is not 1, it is 2, right? 1 is not a prime number. So ones digit, we now know it is 2, right? Hundreds digit is, now once we know the ones digit, we can go back to the first clue. It says hundreds digit is fourth multiple of its ones digit. So what is the fourth multiple of the ones digit, which is 2? So the first multiple will be 2, second multiple will be 4, third multiple will be 6, and fourth multiple will be 8, right? So this is ones, tens we don't know, hundreds we now know it is 8, right? Now the third clue says its tens digit is 7 more than its ones digit. So this is the tens digit, it is 7 more than the ones digit. So ones digit is 2, what is 7 more than 2? We just have to add, right? So 7 plus 2, which is 9. So the tens digit must be 9, right? Then it says its thousands digit, so it also has a thousands digit. So I'll write one place for that as well. Its thousands digit is 3 less than its tens digit. So it is 3 less than. So what is the tens digit? 9. What is 3 less than 9? It is 6. What we do is we subtract 3 from 9. So we get 6. So the answer should be 6892, right? Which is B. Now see, when you are given such questions in the exam, once you know its ones digit is the smallest prime number, right? So you know the ones digit is 2. So this automatically excludes this and this as the answer. So now you have two candidates. Either this or this may be the correct option. Why? Because both of them has 2 as its ones digit, right? Then you can use the first clue. Hundreds digit is fourth multiple of ones digit. So the hundreds digit here is fourth multiple. So we can check this is 2 and this is 8. Here it is 2 and 3. So it is not the fourth multiple. So this automatically eliminates this as the answer. So without actually solving all the 4 options, you directly got the answer very quickly, right? So we know the concepts, but we should also know the shortcuts. Okay. The next question, read the following statements and identify the number. So I am a 2-digit even number, right? So for such questions, again, you have to look at the options. I am a 2-digit even number. So it is a 2-digit number. So ones place and tens place. It is an even number. So the units digit must be either 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8, right? So which of the options has an even number as its ones digit? Only C and D. So A and B is no longer the answer, right? I am a common multiple of both 6 and 7, right? So what does common multiple mean? First of all, we'll see what multiple means. So multiple of 6, what is the multiple of 6? Multiple of 6 is 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48 and so on. Okay. What about 7? So 7 would be 7, 14, 21 and then you'll have 28, then you'll have 35, then you'll have 42, then you'll have 49 and so on, 56. Right, so you notice that 42 is a common multiple of both 6 and 7, but it is not limited to 42 only. You can have more common multiples. Right, for example, if you go further, You'll see 6 8s are 48, 6 9s are 54, 16s are 60, and if you go even further. So once you get one common multiple, you can just multiply it with 2. Right? So somewhere you'll get 84 here. So for example, 66, 72, 79, 78, and then 84. Similarly, here you'll have 56, then 63, then 70, then 77. So I'm just adding 7 here, then 84. So you can see 84 is another common multiple. So this does not mean that 42 is the only common multiple. You can have more than one common multiple. So if I give you a simple example, say 2 and 3. Multiples of 2 are 2, 3, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and so on. Multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, and so on. Right? So you can see that, sorry, this was 4, right? Because we have to write the multiples of 2. You can see that 6 is one common multiple of 2 and 3. Right? Then 12 is one common multiple of 2 and 3. Then 18 is another common multiple of 2 and 3. So it goes, the list goes on and on. So you have to multiply 6, then 6 with 2, 12, 6 with 3, 18, then 6 with 4, 24. So what we are doing is we just multiply these two numbers, 3 2s are 6. So 6 will be one common multiple. Then we multiply that with 2. Then we multiply that with 3, and so on. Right? So this is how we find the common multiples. Right? So that means either 42 or 84 can be a common multiple. So we cannot eliminate any one of these. Then it has, I have a total of 8 factors. Right? So we have to find the number of factors. So for example, if you find the factors, number of factors of 42, again, if we go by our approach, we start from 1 and find the number that I should multiply 1 with to get 42. So 1 times 42 is 42. So we are trying to find the factor pairs. Then 2 times 21 is 42. Then 3 times 14 is 22. 42. Is it divisible by 4? No, it is not. Is it divisible by 5? No. 6? Yes, it is. So 6 times 7 is 42. And then we'll have 7 times 6 is 42. Right? So 7 times 6 and 6 times 7 is the same. So we'll not do this step. Right? And stop finding further factors. So that means these are the only factor pairs. So how many factors does 42 have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it has a total of 8 factors. So yeah, 42 will be the answer because 84 will have more factors than 42. So this is the only one that has 8 factors. Again, for 2, there's one more quick way to check, which is a common multiple of both 6 and 7. So you just have to find whether 6 is a factor of 42 and 7 is also a factor of 42. Similarly, for 84, you have to check whether 6 is a factor of 84 and 7 is a factor of 84. If for both of them, both 6 and 7 are factors for both of them, that means 6 and 7 are common multiples of these. So that is one more way that you can use to check. Okay. Identify the number using the given clues. Its tens digit is 4 more than the smallest odd number. So here you can find the tens digit. So you have ones and then you have tens. Right? Tens digit is 4 more than the smallest odd number. What is the smallest odd number? It is 1. Right? So tens digit is 4 more than 1. What is 4 more than 1? It is 5. So tens digit will be 5. Quickly peek through the options to check which of these does not have 5 as the tens digit. This is incorrect. Right? Then you have its thousands digit is 3 more than the hundreds digit. We do not know the thousands digit yet or the hundreds digit yet. So we won't be able to solve this. Its ones digit is fourth multiple of 10,000th digit. We don't know the 10,000th digit, so we'll still not be able to solve this. Its hundreds digit is a multiple of 2, right? So again, multiple of 2 can be many. right? It can be 2, it can be 4, it can be 6, it can be 8, right? So we cannot say what that number is, but it can be one among this. Its 10,000 digit is a common factor of 2 and 7. So what is a common factor of 2 and 7? So if you write the factors of 2, it is 1 and 2 because 2 is a prime number, right? If you write the common factor of 7, it will be 1 and 7. So what is a common factor of 2 and 7? It is 1 because 1 is common to both 2 and 7, which means 10,000th digit is 1. So we'll just reserve a place. So we'll have hundreds, we'll have thousands, we'll have 10,000. So 10,000 is 1, right? So this, we have done this, and we have also done this. Now, I mean, there is no way, we just have to look at the option and then see whether this holds true. So we'll first check for the hundredths digit. So hundredths digit is a multiple of 2. So hundredths digit is this. So we have to check which of the following is a multiple of 2. Right? So this is not a multiple of 2. 7 is not a multiple of 2. So this is again incorrect. Right? So hundredths digit, this has 4. This also has 4, which means hundredths digit must be 4. Right? So we have used this as well. Its ones digit is fourth multiple of 10,000th digit. Right? What is the 10,000th digit? It is 1. And what is the fourth multiple of 1? It is 4. So this is 4. Now again you can see both of these has 4 as the option. Now we just need to look at the thousandths digit. So the thousandths digit, it says its thousandths digit is 3 more than the hundredths digit. What is the hundredths digit? 4. Right? So 1000 digit is 3 more than 4. What is 3 more than 4? It is 7. So this will be 7. So B will be the answer. Right? Again, we'll have to take help from the option in order to solve such questions, because if we just go by the question, we'll not be able to find the answer, because if you just look at the hundredths digit, it says it can be anything among 2, 4, 6, 8. Right? So it is not possible to find one among this. So we have to look into the option and then try and find. Right? So if we looked at the option, we saw that 4 is the only possible way. So we substituted this as 4. Okay. How many multiples of 10 lie between 125 and 225? So we'll just write the multiples of 10. What are the multiples of 10? So they are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110 and 120, right? So these are all less than 125. So we have to find the multiples of 10 that lies between 125 and 225. So we'll start from 130. So 130 is one that is greater than 125 but less than 225. Then we'll have 140. Then we'll have 150. So we'll keep going. 160, 170, 180, 190, 200, 210, 220. Where do we stop? When we see that the next factor or next multiple is greater than the number that we are given. So the next factor becomes 230. So we'll not write 230 because it is greater than 225. So which means it does not lie between 125 and 225. So these are the only multiples of 10 that lies between 125 and 225. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We can also count this in our mind, right? So since it is given 125, we know 130 is the first factor that is greater than 125. So 130, 140, 150, 160. So we can count it on our fingers as well. Okay. So this is a question that combines abacus that we studied previously, right? And we have to apply divisibility rule if you want to solve this very quickly. One of the factors of the number shown on abacus is, so this is the hundreds place. Hundreds place is 1, 2, 3. This is the tens place 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 4. And this is 3. So 343. Now we'll see if is 5 a factor. So the unit digit, we look at the unit digit. Unit digit is not 5 or 0. So 5 is not a factor. We look at 3. So the sum of digit must be divisible by 3. So 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. Is 10 divisible by 3? No, it is not. Right? So you have to go through divisibility rules to understand what I'm doing. And then for 7, what we used to do, again, if you want to check for 9, right, before going to 7, if you can quickly check for 9, because 9 also it is fairly simple. You just have to take the sum of digits. So 4 plus 3 is 7, 7 plus 3 is 10. Is 10 divisible by 9? No. So 7 is the only possible choice. Right? So 7, what was the process to check for 7? We multiply this with 2. So 3 times 2 is 6. Right? And then subtract this with the remaining digits. So 34 minus 6 is 28. So is 28 divisible by 7? Yes. So 343 will also be divisible by 7. If you don't know the divisibility rules that we discussed in the previous classes, you have to do manual division, which will take a lot of time, right? P is the smallest odd prime number. So we can start to write prime numbers. So prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7 and so on. Which is the smallest prime number? 2 is the smallest prime number, but 3 is the smallest odd prime number, right? So P is 3. Again, we'll just look peek at the options. So C and D becomes incorrect because it says 2 and 1, right? A number having more than q factors is called composite number. A number that has more than how many factors is a composite number? So a number which has only 2 factors is a prime number. A number which has more than 2 factors is a composite number. Right? So straight from the definition that we discussed. So q is 2. So you can see we cannot eliminate any option at this point because both of them says 2. R is neither a prime number nor a composite number. We know that 0 and 1, so they are neither prime nor composite. So it should be either 0 or 1. So R has 1 as the option and B has 6 as the option. So we'll mark A because 6 is a composite number, right? Then 4, the numbers having factors 2 and 3 has factors 6 also. This is the divisibility rule for 6 that we studied. So for a number to be divisible by 6, it must be divisible by both 2 and 3, right? So A becomes the answer. Find the sum of third multiple of 11 and the difference between common factors of 8 and 10. Right? So there are two parts to this, or say three parts. First, we have to find the third multiple of 11. Then we have to find the common factors of 8 and 10. We have to take their differences and then add these two. Right? So let us see what we need to do. First, we'll try to find the third multiple of 11. So we'll write the multiples of 11 as 11, 22, 33. So the third multiple of 11 is 33. So this part is solved, right? So this is 33. And the difference between common factors of 8 and 10. So to understand this question, first we'll find the common factors. Okay, so 8. What are the factors of 8? So to find the factors of 8, we have to write the factor pairs. So 1 times 8, 2 times 4, and 4 times 2. So 4 times 2, we have repeated the same thing, so we'll not write it and stop the process. So 1, 2, 4 and 8. So 1, 2, 4, 8. So these are the factors of 8. What about 10? So 10, we can write this as 1 times 10 and 2 times 5. That's it. So 1, 2, 5, 10. So this question says difference between common factors of 8 and 10. So what are the common factors of 8 and 10? Common factors are 1 is the first common factor and 2 is the second common factor, because these two are the only ones that are common. So common factors between 8 and 10 are 2 and 1 respectively. And what is the difference between these common factors? So what is the difference between 2 and 1? Now I hope this question becomes more clear, right? So 2 and 1, the difference is 2 minus 1, which is 1. So the answer to this question is 1. Now what does this question say? Find the sum of 33 and 1, which is 34. right? So we'll get only these types of questions, and mostly this is the most important question that we can get, right? Wherein we have to look into the options and then try to simplify the options that we have to evaluate, right? So yeah, I think we'll stop the session for today, and in the next class we'll start with HCF and LCM.